everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Oh man, this has been a crazy year. And I know if you're at home and you're going through this COVID, you're going through whether or not to go out, to stay in, isolating. If you're sickly like I am, you are feeling the heat of just wanting all of this stuff to be over. Man, when I tell you, it's been more sicknesses happening in my household than I can ever handle. It's crazy. It's a couple of weeks ago, my daughter had a sudden fever spike, which gave her Febril Seizures. If you don't know what Febril Seizure is, I'm gonna let you know what that is now. It's a seizure that children from 0 to 6 years old can experience. Some children, not all, because both of my boys never experienced it. She's the only one. And what really happens is their temperature spikes for whatever reason, and it causes them to have a seizure. This seizure can look several different ways, from the trembling and unresponsiveness. For my daughter, it was scary. This isn't the first time that she had it. She had this seizure before she was maybe 2-3 months, maybe more than that, because she was maybe around 6 months, because she was in the NICU for a good amount of her time. But she had to be around 5-6 months when she had her first one. And basically, her eyes rolled to the back of her head. She gets very unresponsive, very still, very stiff, and it's really hard to see. So, a couple of weeks ago, she's running around, she's playing, she's having fun, everything seems normal. Now, she's had a cough that she's had for a couple of weeks, which the doctors, I have took them, both my children, to the doctors to get a checkup, because they had COVID. So I wanted to make sure everything was fine, because they still had their cough. And so the doctor said it was long haul COVID. So I took that as what it was, and she was running around playing. She didn't have any shots, none of that stuff, because she was already sickly. I didn't want to give her a shot on top of her being sick, and then you're their parent, so you kind of know the route to go. So anyway, she was already coughing and sneezing, runny nose. Already seemed like she had some type of virus. So I was taking her temperature. I do all my nursery things, because I'm a nurse at home. So I take their blood pressure, I take their temperature, I take their oxygen. I want to make sure everything is fine every single day. Everything looked great. That night, though, she was whining. She said that she wanted to go out. She wanted to go to bed, which, that was already alarming to me. So I always, when any of my children act a little not normal, I watch them a little bit more. And so she said she wanted to go to bed, so I said, okay. So, I let her go to bed, and I was sitting in there with her, I'm just on my phone and stuff, and I'm looking at her. And all of a sudden, I'm calling for her, but you could tell when their eyes go kind of glassy, something's not right. And I looked at her eyes and it looked a little like glassy, like something wasn't right. And I started calling for her and I told, my aunt, something's not right. Something just, she's don't look right to me. So he called her, he calling for her, and she's just turning. Like she's not responding to what we saying. And it was the scariest crap of my life. I'm like, she having a seizure. I already knew it. And as parents, when she had it the first time, they never instructed us on what to do. This is totally new to me. Like, I never heard of febrile seizures, even though I was in the medical field for a long time. I never heard of febrile seizures until my daughter had one. So, just like any parent would do, panic sets in, and it was like, go, go, go. All I can think of is oxygen or whatever is needed. Let's go to our place. It's near a hospital, so it's not like we had to drive a long way to get to a hospital. We're pretty much right near a hospital, so the thought of calling the ambulance didn't even compute in our head. It was jump in the car, let's go. We get there faster than the ambulance. So jumped in the car, go, and they took her temperature. Her temperature was like 103. Now it was crazy to me because I'm like, how did it spike? As somebody that's done nursing for so long, you know that a temperature just can't spike like that. Like, I mean, you can have a viral and it can spike, but it's not. Usually it's some type of infection or something that causes the fever to spike. And from what I know, like, ear infections, stuff like that is something that, will spike a child's fever. So, without me rambling, doctors didn't really do absolutely nothing. They just, pretty much gave her Motrin and Tylenol, and was about to send her home. This is my point to you guys. You need to be an advocate for your child. Because with COVID in this picture, every other medical problem is kind of knocked off the shelf. Like, if you got chest pains, you're coming in for chest pains, they would literally put the thing on you to see if you're having a heart attack right then and there. And if it ain't showing no changes right then and there, they sending you home. You got to pretty much be on your deathbed for them to keep you. And for the doctors and stuff to do something. You have to be an advocate for your child. And this is the reason why. Because the doctor literally came to me and was like, well, I was on the phone because they only allow one adult. And he was like, oh, she having a febrile seizure. We're going to send her home. If she have another seizure, bring her back and we'll admit her. Like, why would I want to take my child home knowing that there was nothing done? You didn't look for anything, and then something happens. She has another seizure, another something, If it looks different from what it was, then send her back. I'm not doing that. I need for y'all to do your job and see what's going on with my child. So I literally told him, I'm like, I'm not having that. I need you to they did a chest x-ray. I need you to do a chest x-ray. I need you to check her I need you to check her ears. Could you at least check her ears? Could you at least check her urine? Can you at least do any of these things so I can have a peace of mind? The doctor was young. He did say that he's going to check those things, to give me a peace of mind. and come to find out that she had a UTI. Now, UTIs can turn into sepsis. It can damage the kidneys. That's a serious thing. If they would have sent my child home and she would have had another seizure, I wouldn't know what could have happened from that point. If it turned into sepsis and she's admitted and she's in the hospital for this long period of time. No, give me the medication now. So, I'm so glad that the doctor listened and that the situation is taken care of. She is doing well now. But, you have to be your own advocate. And it's so sad that, nowadays they're not taking situations like they used to do before COVID, you come in with chest pain, you get the whole rundown, before they send you home. Now, if you ain't on your deathbed, they pretty much sending you to your deathbed, pretty much. And it's sad. It really is sad. And I just want all of that to be over. So, I'm just coming to you guys today to kind of like update you guys on what's going on. With me, everything is going as it should. Some days I have voice, some days I don't. Today I have voice, so that's why I'm on. Some days my windpipe swells to the point where I can't talk. But otherwise I'm doing fine. My kids are doing fine. I'm in that debate of whether or not I want to homeschool them or not. Because just, you can't count on other parents to do their part. It's just counting on people in general. You can count on some, but you can't count on all to do their part. And really it makes it hard for the rest of everybody. Now, whatever your part is whatever your part is, but I'm just saying, I don't know. Anyway, everything is going great. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me, sticking with us with all these ups and downs, these trials and errors. As you can tell from the very beginning of my videos till now, it's been roller coasters forever, and I really am tired, and I really want everything to just level out for me to have some type of good days. Give me some good days. Anyway, have a good day. Love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.